Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Vulgar Nerds. This is Brother Lazarus, and I'm here with a borrowed Track IR headset system and my very own Robert Space Industries Aurora MR fighter. And what I've got for us today is just a quick little video going over what they've got so far and why I've decided to finally pull the trigger on Star Citizen. Now, as you can see, it's a little disconcerting with moving my head back and forth. Not quite used to it. Earlier, during the tutorial mission, I managed a high-velocity docking maneuver with my combat ablative nose cone. That's right, I rammed the enemy craft. As you can see, at the moment, none of my displays are live because I'm currently in the hangar module, which is just the look around and ogle the ship that you blew real-world money on. Not that I'm complaining about that too much because, well, I chose to pay real-world money. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is flip over to the Arena Commander module. And what the Arena Commander is it's got your basic dogfighting sim where they've been working on balancing the Newtonian physics, the flight physics, and of course drone sim where you shoot stuff. Your basic flight training, which is what I was talking about before with high velocity diplomacy. But what I'm going to do right now is the drone sim, the Vandal Swarm. And going to go to Broken Moon because I haven't been there, and of course you see I only have the RSI Aurora MR because that is the only ship that I've purchased so far. First thing that I'd like to say about this game is that it is absolutely, utterly gorgeous. I posted a number of screenshots to the Facebook page from wandering around earlier and exploring. Something that I noticed is there are a number of locations in the social hub, which, as I understand it, will slowly be incorporated into the multiplayer as multiplayer gets more and more refined towards the Star Citizen side. It's going to be incorporated as your starports. Yeesh. Alright, and you can see how it's not quite ready. It's not quite up to snuff for the head tracking at the moment because you can see how it's having a little bit of issues with the back and forth. And we have contacts jumping in, so now you can see it's tracking my head movement left and right. And, of course, me being me, I have the least combat-capable ship in existence. So, we have a boost module, which you can see is currently draining. I'm running with a hands-on throttle flight stick, so my life is a little bit easier, but I'm only showing off quickly. Oh, wow. Yeah, if you can't guess, I'm not doing a great job at dogfighting because I'm not running in a dogfighting vessel. I'm running in a really, really light interdictor. This thing isn't really intended for combat. And if I try to get too fancy in it, unlike the interceptor that they use for your ow. They give you an interceptor for the training, which works really, really well, but is also a lot more agile than the basic Aurora MR. The MR looks to be kind of a cargo ship, and I'm not sure what's going on, but at the moment we're actually getting up. It's like 10 frames a second, so I'm going to kill the recording in a couple moments after showing off. I mean, this is kind of pretty. The back to the IR tracker, you can see I've got my little displays on the side, targets to the right of my flight stick, and to the left it gives me information about my cannons and my vessel. You can see the reticle, which is showing me where my head is, versus the ship's reticle, which is actually only relevant for is the only relevant targeting, since I do not currently have anything with turrets. Which is a little disappointing because the gimbal-mounted nose guns on the training craft are actually a hell of a lot of fun. So, since I'm not doing anything but making myself look bad, I'm going to end the combat scenario now and give everybody a thumbs up. I mean, it's a gorgeous game, and normally it runs pretty damn smooth. I mean, I'm running a bargain box, so I'm not running a really high-end, like some of the video commenters are running twin NVIDIA Titans, that kind of thing. I've got nowhere near that much money invested in my box. As I said earlier, the concession towards fancy at the moment is borrowing a tracking point headset, which is admittedly a lot of fun to use, but a little disorienting at first. Pretty sure with the right craft and a little bit of practice, more than about 45 minutes of screwing around, I might be able to actually do something other than accidentally ram everything in sight with it. It's really, really pretty though. And there's been some flack where some folks have been saying that it's only pretty because there's nothing else to it, which is true. It's a very, very bare bones beta title. To be fair, I've bought a number of those, and so I'm a little bit less judgmental about it than I would have been before. And currently, for a bare bones beta title, it's actually still pretty damn good. Obviously, that's a subjective statement because, you know, just because I find the flight mechanics to be grand, just the difference between a few thousand pounds there between the fighter, the interceptor that they start you with in the tutorial, and my ship is enough to show a substantial difference in maneuvering. I was sliding a lot more, bouncing off asteroids, which is not pleasant at all. Of course, right now, what I'm doing is wrapping this up, popping upstairs into the social module, what's currently called the social module, which, should it load properly, is going to end up being the spaceport, as I understand. So, and it is absolutely, utterly gorgeous. Nope, they've got an error that's been popping up since the last, since the update where it was introduced. And if you're not lucky, you'll go to join and it tries to hook you up with a full server or something like that, and then you get booted. Takes 2 or 3 tries, dumps you back to the hangar, but I'm not going to make you sit through that. So anyway, this was Laz showing off Star Citizen, a quick run through. This is my Aurora. There are many like it, but damn it, this one is mine. Have a good evening.